Hi, Akshay.
Hi, Ananya.
And hi, everyone. And welcome to another episode of the Breakdown Besties podcast, where we break down scripts and films just like you would in film school, giving ourselves and you the education we didn't quite receive. Together, we have about 14 years of experience writing for Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, with shows like Inside Edge, Rana Naidu, Mismatch, Wedding.com, Ishq in the Air under our belt. Today, we will be looking at the scene film breakdown of Badmaash Company 2010, written and directed by Parmeet Sethi. Should we go into the hero's journey?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So, The Ordinary World.
Hmm.
So I think the ordinary world goes on for quite a long time. I'm going to skip over the opening image of setting up that we'll talk about in terms of scenes and world. But the ordinary world is when they graduate from college, they go on a small scam, not scam, but like a customs avoidance trip, one of those trips.
Hmm.
So yeah, the ordinary world goes on for a while where we set up that they're couriers for this customs sort of Jugaad, Anushka and Shahid's character come together. We know that they want to make money and get rich. And we know that Shahid Kapoor has a beef with his dad. His dad
Hmm.
has always been in service, he's been an employee, but Shahid doesn't want to live that same day on repeat. He doesn't want to essentially live through Groundhog Day.
Hmm.
So he wants to do something different. So that is the ordinary world.
Yeah.
And I would say the call to action
Hmm.
which they brought in here like you would in any other film where you want to show that the characters are good people
Hmm.
because they can't just be scammed, is when Shahid's dad has that heart attack. That is the call to action.
Hmm.
Once his dad has the heart attack and he hears of the shoe thing,
Hmm.
that is when he realizes that there is more money to be made. So the
Hmm.
call to action is his dad getting the heart attack and him going to Archie Bhai and Archie by giving them the idea or just giving them the same statement that shoes at 100% value have like two pair of shoes has 100% value, but a single shoe has 0% value. And that's when
Hmm.
the wheels in his head start turning. And that's also when you meet the mentor. So the call to action and meeting the mentor is tied in together. While we've seen Archie Bai before in the ordinary world, he doesn't come in as the capacity of a mentor. But once he
Hmm.
gives the idea here, he does come in as the mentor.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that is what I have in terms of ordinary world, call to action, meeting the mentor, and the refusal of the call. So, in
Hmm.
terms of refusal of the call, I don't think Shahid's character Karan ever refuses the call. It is Anushka's character who he pitches the idea to, and she's just like, screw you, we're not doing this. Like,
Hmm.
but then she goes into her modeling meeting and she gets
Hmm.
propositioned, and she's like, okay, no, we have
Hmm.
to do this. And she comes back and
Hmm.
says, okay, this is it. So
Yeah.
that is essentially the first act where they switched around meeting the mentor, moved
Yeah.
it up a little bit. But
Hmm.
Shahid also in this film, and I know you'll have a comment here, takes
Hmm.
on the role kind of the mentor. Because we've spoken about this in previous episodes, where it's always the woman who ends up being the mentor, the woman who has to change the man. But
Yeah.
in this film, Anushka Sharma is not playing that role of the mentor
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
considering even though they've followed a lot of tropes of the characters of that time of the female characters of that time, but she's not coming in to save the day. It is Shahid's character who is still playing the role of the hero and the mentor.
Hmm. That is true. And I actually also thought the Jazz Mamu in America was
Hmm.
also in some sort the mentor because he comes at this time. He's the one who gives them the first paycheck to like buy
Yeah.
the shoes and all. So
Yeah.
I actually equated the mentor figure to this and not to
uh,
either Shahid or Anushka's character.
right. I definitely see Jazz Mamu as an ally. That's
Hmm.
for sure. A mentor is someone who I think gives you more advice, who has been on the path that you want to go on and guides you through it. So he doesn't provide just physical resources, which is
Right.
essentially what Jazz Mamu does, right? Throughout the course of
I
the
thought
film.
because I thought he also because like he saves him out of the jail He gives them a job later on.
Gives
I
him a
thought,
job for sure. Yeah.
yeah. So, and maybe in the hero's journey, just fit at the right time. So I just like
Yeah.
put equated that.
Yeah. He's like a wise elder sort of character, but
Hmm.
I would disagree when it comes to mentor, because the role of the mentor, from a structural point of view, I'm not talking about a character trope point of view, that is different. From a
Yeah,
structural point of view, a mentor is someone who gives you the push. Like, I
huh,
have been on this journey, you can go on it too.
too.
And
Hmm.
in that sense, over here, it is Archie Bhai's character.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. And then we have entering the first act, crossing the threshold, which, according to me, is the full sequence of going to Thailand,
Yeah,
coming, getting the shoes, sending half the shoes to Madras, half the shoes to Calcutta, and then they go to the separate warehouses of the port trust. They check the mal. They pretend that they're distraught and cut up about it being only the left shoe and the right shoe. Then they go to the auction. They get both of them back, and they sell it to Archie Bhai, who retails it and knows
yeah.
that he's going to monopolize the markets in India. So this is your crossing the threshold, right?
So basically, the first con of sorts.
Yeah, their first
Uh,
successful con,
the first successful con would you'd call as the crossing of the threshold.
crossing the threshold. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
fair.
yeah,
Same. That's what exactly I have that. Yeah.
right. Then test allies and enemies.
Hmm.
Okay, so over here, I see test allies and enemies as them getting like the office, them celebrating getting the office, getting caught by the port trust agent who recognizes them in their disguise. That is a small enemy,
Yeah.
but they managed to win him over by giving him a cut.
Yeah. I thought that was like getting an ally, like,
Yeah,
turning
enemy
an
into
enemy into
ally.
an ally. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very common trope in like when you're setting up the challenges of a business world. Like it's
Yeah.
always that. I don't think that has changed across the years where, oh, I will give you money. Okay, now I am your friend. Now what they do is they'll make him a double agent that, oh,
Yeah.
actually, I was never on your side. And that'll become the trickster trope. But
Yeah.
yeah. And I believe even the duty dropping, the liberalization bit from 120% to 20% is still part of the test allies and enemies
Oh, I actually thought that was
approach
before.
to the innermost cave.
Yeah, I thought that. So that's when they decide ki like it gives them the push that they might have to like now go go to the US and do something else.
I did think about that.
Hmm.
I I had written it down as, approach to the innermost cave. But then I really thought about the world of this film. I'm
Hmm.
going to digress here a little bit to talk about the world. It is set in 1990s India, just literally after liberalization over here. And back then, the sentiment was that to make it, you have to go abroad. Like India's opening up, yes, it's great, but it was the time of the great American dream still.
Hmm. Hmm.
So for them to live out the rich life,
Hmm.
the next organic step is moving to America once liberalization has been put into, this, because their whole thing is built on uh, duty arbitrage, right?
Right.
Scamming, all of that.
Hmm.
And once duties are not in place, they need to go somewhere where they can do this. So where do they go? They go to the land of dreams. And that is the approach to the innermost cave, is scamming the
Hmm.
US, like
Hmm.
doing this to like white people.
Right.
And what I see as the ordeal is
Hmm.
when even that doesn't work
Hmm.
and they have to then pivot it, like when they start getting caught there. Once they go to America, they become successful.
Hmm.
But then Jazz Mamu calls them and says that, look, I have people, a buyer saying that, you scammed him and you
Hmm.
only deliver right gloves. And Shahid gets defensive and he says that, why did he pay me? If I only gave him right handed gloves when they switch
Yeah.
from shoes to gloves.
Yeah.
And but then they realize that, okay, we are getting really successful, but now we have a problem. This is when they
Yeah.
actually have a problem and they have to change the scam. And
Yeah.
that's when they pivot to the bank. And that is
Hmm.
the ordeal.
Yeah.
So this is the
Correct.
sequence of events that I have based on the world. Because I went about it like a lot. You'll see this like cancel, cancel this, cancel like this, because I was like,
Yeah.
what is this according to this? So I had to come and like rewrite the whole thing to figure out what is the approach to the innermost cave. And the approach to the innermost cave is getting the prize that they want, which I believe is earning in dollars. When they get that
Uh,
$1 million check,
yeah. Yeah.
that is the approach to the innermost cave. And the ordeal is when they are getting caught for that. And the
Mm.
reward is when they overcome that ordeal by going into the bank, scamming the banks by
The
getting a
housing
loan and
scam.
reselling the house. Yeah, reselling the
Uh,
house. And the money they make off that is the reward.
that's very interesting. Even I've written the housing scam as the reward.
Yeah. So, yeah, the points, I just want to mark out the points in the hero's journey,
Hmm.
essentially.
Yeah.
So the approach to the innermost cave is when they are carrying out the gloves,
Hmm.
and the ordeal is when they're on the brink of being caught for the glove scam,
Yeah.
and they have to pivot and they go into the bank scam, and the reward is carrying out the bank scam successfully.
Hmm. Correct.
These are
Yeah.
the three means. Right?
Yeah.
And then the road back.
Hmm.
The road back is when they're going back with the rewards. So the housing scam is successful, the bank scam is successful, but they still face challenges
Hmm.
because their transformation is not complete. And I think
Yeah.
this is a very long sequence in the film where they have transformation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally,
So
in films, this is a very small moment, the road
small
back.
moment, the road back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
Where
just
they've
literally a
got, yeah,
pre-climax, like before the actual climax sequence sets in. It's a
yeah,
actually just one scene. In most films, this is a one scene thing.
one scene. Yeah. But
Yeah.
here it's several scenes where Chang's character beats up his girlfriend and throws her out. His drinking gets out of control. Never established that in his character. That I didn't think he was like a beater upper guy, but
Yeah.
yeah. Then you have Anushka and Shahid fighting about the green card, which we'll come back to because that's a very good bit of the world building they've done,
Yeah.
even if slightly left field and not set up before.
Yeah.
Then they have the fight between Veer Das's character. Also, Veer Das, can we take a moment?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was so surprised and I loved it. I loved seeing him in the film.
Yeah.
And it's like this was 16 years ago. I mean, now he's like performing at Carnegie Hall and all. Back then, he was Chandu in Badmaash Company. Like, there is hope for all of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, that's what, like, remember this happened with when we watched Manna Bhai also, and we
And
saw
Nawaz.
Nawaz's character in that one
Yeah.
small scene, and we see him
Yeah.
now, like, nominated for an international Emmy, and which is the
Yeah.
same with Veer Das, like, he got nominated for an
Yeah.
international Emmy. It just feels amazing.
I think, yeah.
Uh, but and 16 years is such a long time. Like, Veer Das looks like a baby in the film.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does.
And
But
when I look back on his time a little bit, like he did do these small movies. Like he was there in um, what is that DK Bose movie? Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
Yeah, that.
Imran Khan movie,
Imran Khan
Delhi
movie,
Belly,
yeah.
Delhi
Delhi
Belly.
Belly, yes.
And I remember he had a very small scene in Namaste London also. He's one of Katrina Kaif's suitors when she goes to meet. And I thought that was very
Mm,
funny Veer Das scene.
yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool for Veer Das.
Nice. Yeah. So that is the road back where everything
Yeah,
frays, and he literally goes back. He goes back home to India.
yeah,
So great visual representation of the road back.
yeah.
And when he comes back, we have
But
the
yeah,
resurrection, right?
I just want to take a pause.
Yeah.
Like the it doesn't feel organic, no? Like,
No. No.
the road pack just happened just by the way. Like, there was no purpose for him to go to India. Like, sure, he wanted to see his family, but it was just like he saw them, got very emotional, and just came back, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was no interaction with anybody. And sure, that moment happened with his dad,
Hmm.
where he saw the speech and all. But even the phone call with his mother, like, it was so, I thought it was quite random.
Yeah, there's no relationship between them really established other than in like the initial parts of the film, and it doesn't continue as a thread through the film, so it doesn't land when they pull it back. It's
Yeah.
quite forced in there. Yeah.
And more than that, even when he breaks down on the call, it's not because he's breaking down because he's hearing her voice after a long time. No.
Hmm.
It's it's because his group has left him.
Yeah.
But what I was missing, one more scene was that of him feeling alone and helpless and clueless. And
Yeah. To
that's when
motivate
he
calling his mom. Yeah.
motivate calling his mom. That didn't happen.
That didn't
And
happen.
and that I missed that, a little bit.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. It's not perfect, but
Yeah.
it's. I don't blame people for not making perfect films. We know what
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
into it.
And while I'm speaking also, it
Yeah.
almost makes me question that was it needed, or like it was
Or,
needed for me, but
yeah.
like how much do you want to add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1,
Exactly.
Sometimes that's a
Exactly.
tricky call you have to make as a filmmaker ki how much do you explain and over explain.
For sure, for sure. And maybe वो edit में cut गया, like it might have been there in the script. They might have even
Yeah,
shot it, but
yeah,
they're like, we don't need it because maybe, especially in our Indian culture where we never grow up and grow out of our parents, calling your mom does end up being that reaction, right? Like
yeah,
when you fall down also right now and you hurt yourself, the first thing that comes out of your mouth is like mama, like.
yeah, yeah,
So I feel like that is just a representation of that feeling where it's
yeah,
like माँ को ही phone करेगा as much as you might not have a relationship. You
yeah,
know that they're always going to be there. So I think they're playing on the cultural sentiment of mother and family here. So they didn't feel the need to over explain
for
that.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think, okay, let's go on to the next plot, the point of the hero's journey, and I'll say my point, huh?
Okay. Okay. So the next point is the resurrection when he ends up going to jail. He serves out his time. It's his what do you call it? What's the other word for resurrection? The dark night of the soul, right?
Hmm.
So it's where he comes out of jail, he starts working for Jazz Mamu, he does a normal job. You see him living the low life again. He's riding a bicycle, he's eating shawarma on the streets, on the steps of the same buildings where he once went in to do big deals. He he's alone and he's working hard and he's making an honest living.
Hmm.
And that is his resurrection, right?
Yeah.
That's
I also think the beat after that, when like they do wrong by his mama, and
yeah, yeah,
now he decides that, oh, I'm gonna take matters in my own hand the old ways.
yeah.
Like that's the culmination of the entire resurrection sequence.
Resurrection for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
No,
Anushka comes back. That's the end of it. Like Anushka comes back into his life. Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Separately.
That's
Separately.
different cultural commentary on, oh, you're my baby daddy, so now
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
to get back together.
And the way she says, ki, I know you're fine, I know you're this and that. Uh, but like they met by accident. It's not like,
No, no, I think Jazz Mamu set that up.
oh,
That was my read on the situation of the scene that
that
Jazz.
makes sense. But I'm like, why wouldn't you just come to his office? Like, why orchestrate this whole thing? Like, it just feels so.
She wanted some drama in her life. She's becoming a mom. There's nothing going on. She's like, how can I do this creatively? She was thinking like a screenwriter.
But it's so. She's being a single mom. Like, that's enough drama from society.
But she's in New York. She doesn't have any friends, clearly. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't
That's
know.
the thing about these. I was reading on Instagram that how so many movies have come, decades and decades of movies have come where the female lead, or slash the love interest, has no support system whatsoever.
Yeah,
No friends, no
yeah,
siblings, no families. And it holds true for so
true. Yeah.
many movies.
Oh,
So
yeah,
many
yeah.
movies.
Even
And
until today, like I was watching The Materialists and I'm like, why don't you have friends to go to like someone's house? Why are you
yeah,
going to your ex's house? Like, this is
yeah,
so
it's
problematic.
a big problem. And
Yeah,
it's only like, and their comments were like, like the first thing I did when I came to Bombay was made friends, and those friends became my family. And I'm like,
Mm,
yeah, that's exactly how it should be. But like, then
yeah.
we never see the woman's universe. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's what ended up becoming problematic for so many of those films, because then what ended up happening was that woman made the guy the universe. And so
Yeah.
so that there was always that power dynamic shift a little bit uh in
Yeah.
the in those films.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
But
Mm,
coming back to the structure of this,
yeah.
it
Yeah.
shows very interestingly to do that. He has that call with the mom, he has the moment with the dad when he sees the
Hmm.
speech, and then he gets caught.
Yeah. Yeah. He's almost arced, but there are
Ah,
consequences for his action.
yes.
It was well
Like,
done. Yeah.
yeah, that was an interesting choice. And like, I think maybe the right choice in this situation.
It is absolutely the right choice because that's when you feel for the character. If
Yeah,
you had got him caught when he was an asshole, I would
yeah,
not have any emotions for him. I'd be like, yeah, he got what he deserved. Like, continue, you know?
yeah.
But
And
if you want the audience, yeah,
it would feel like he arced because of the jail time, all that.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Jail works.
Yeah,
That is the conclusion of the film.
yeah. That would have been like, jail is good. Everybody get caught.
Yeah. Oh God, the penal system is rehabilitative in nature. Oh God, yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that and structurally also, I mean, if you want to be on the side of the character, you have to create that shift, emotional shift, so the audience,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
so,
yeah, the final return of the elixir is them making Bleeding Madras successful. And very long return with the elixir scene. Usually it's just, I won the
very long.
trophy. Oh, yeah, this is a 20-minute sequence where
Yeah, correct.
they're showing that he knows how to make money honestly too. That he
Yeah,
has his father's love back. He has and the kid, and they are listed on the stock exchange. They're all apparently equal shareholders or whatever. So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a little bit of insider trading going on,
There
though.
is. It's all sorts of different scams.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm just like, you might be selling this well, but like, I was like, let me ask Akshay. I haven't worked as a CA in a very long time, but this is insider trading saying buy out all the shares and then,
this
like,
is insider trading. Like,
yeah,
so when you said it was the right way of doing business, I'm like, no,
yeah.
I don't think
No,
that.
no,
Like,
no, no, no.
this is still
Yeah.
another of his like clever scams,
Clever scams, yeah.
like using the loophole to his benefit.
But they didn't think that through. Like, or maybe the writers, sorry, Parmeet, were like, they didn't realize the implications of insider trading, like material non-public information. This is my
Yeah,
CACFA
वो
coming out.
वापस जेल
But,
जा सकता था.
boy, this is big. Like,
Yeah,
this is a big problem. So,
yeah,
but by that point, you're just on the character side and you
yeah.
know
You
they're
don't
going to
care.
succeed. Nothing's going to,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And also, like, this is the thing about these kind of films, that even if there is a logical loophole, you sort of give into it.
Yeah.
You don't you don't fuss about it too much.
No,
Like
no.
all these heist movies, there is a little bit of suspension of your disbelief from the get go. Like,
Get, yeah.
you know that this is created.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Hi. If you enjoyed that clip of Badmaash Company and you want to watch the entire breakdown, head over to our YouTube channel where we have the whole episode for you. Link in bio, and we'll see you soon.